Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Canada's U18 development camp. And in fact, this is the start of really a women's hockey Team Canada extravaganza. Over the next couple of weeks, we will have games from the U18 competition. We'll have international play. We'll have the National Women's Team Development Camp. And right now, we'll have Canada. The top U18 players in Canada on the women's side have gathered here in Calgary for a very important camp. And for these 40-plus athletes who make up teams white and red, hope to participate in the next couple of weeks in a 3-game series against their arch rivals from the United States. And we will bring you all of that action right here on Hockey Canada's website and courtesy of our crew at HN Live. Welcome, everyone. I'm Peter Loubardias. Delighted to be on hand for today's first 2 games. Team White versus Team Red. To begin, Canada, the reigning U18 world champions, as they downed the United States in Wisconsin on June 13th in another classic between those two countries. And these players, some of them have already won a gold medal as we're underway at Winsport, the Markin McPhail Arena, in this fantastic facility. Bursting into the zone is one of those gold medalists that helped Canada win that title in Wisconsin. As the puck cleared back to the end of the ice. Long lead pass from Piper Grober. She was a gold medalist on that Canadian World Championship team. As was Alexia Aubin, as she plays it on the wing. Aubin behind the net. Centered in front and goes off a stick. And racing back after it is Emma Venucio. And in watching these teams go through a couple of practices yesterday, Venucio can really shoot it. Alexi Allard, her shot goes off a stick and wide, and caroms back out to center ice. Just underway, Team Finland is also here in this age category, and they will be mixed in as of tomorrow to take on Canada White and Canada Red. First save is made as the puck goes back to Taya McDonald. McDonald down low into the corner. And now turned over and flipped in by Eloise Caron as she heads off on a change. Good play to hold it in at the line. And again, always difficult, especially early in the process, with no numbers on the jerseys, on the sleeves. the starting goaltender. Farrell Walker, she is from Calgary. She played at the Edge School with a couple of early touches. Jordan Baxter will clear it in and head off on a change. Another player who helped Canada win that gold in Wisconsin. Piper Grober, an impressive defender. She plays it to the front of the net. It is blocked and now carried away by Ava Murphy. Murphy ahead for Alexander. Alexander, nifty move, and her shot goes off of Farrell Walker. It is a terrific move made by 16-year-old Mackenzie Alexander. She's from Toronto. She played with the Etobicoke U22s this past season and made a lovely move trying to score the first goal of this game nearly 3 minutes in. Alexander, during the regular season, had 10 goals and 14 points in 28 games. And she is just 16 years of age. So she is what would be considered one of the underage players, primarily 2005 born, make up the vast majority, but certainly there are a number of players in this camp born in 06. Kaylin LaMarche to the front of the net. Jamming away is Emily Pay. And again, Farrell Walker has to come up with a couple of saves. Walker will not turn 17 herself until November 22nd. She was 8-5-1 at the Edge Academy here in Calgary, a .921 save percentage, and made a couple of good in-tight saves off Emily Pay. Long shot wide of the target. And it's Ava Pickering who plays it ahead. Kaylin LaMarche all by herself at the line as she'd snuck in behind the red defense, but teammates unable to get it to her. Oban in the corner, knocked away from here. And that is Jamie Spring, number 33, stopped up at the line. She is a smooth skating defender for Team White. Abby Stonehouse stripped at center. As Jocelyn Fiala, the Saskatoon product, has it intercepted. Quick wrist shot and a good one that tests the starting goaltender Ariane LeBlanc, who gets the call for Team White. And she's forced to make another save on the short side. Sydney Ullman races in on left wing. Ullman, she'll turn back, let it go. That's blocked effectively in front. Now played ahead for Gilmore. Gilmore rink wide. Behind the net for Janelle Evans. Evans is from Regina, Saskatchewan. She dishes off, backhand, front of the net. Scooped away by Ainsley DeTavio, who was a star with the Fraser Valley Rush this past season. Evans, a chance, and Walker gets a piece of that. Evans, 11 goals, 26 points in 23 games as she heads back to the Team White bench. As Farrell Walker makes arguably her toughest save of the opening period. Game number one. We have a lot of women's hockey action coming your way over the next couple of weeks. Nice tight turn in the corner. Held in by Grober. And this is Ava Murphy, who had a marvelous World Championship for Canada. 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points. Twisting and turning is Morrison. Hustling to keep it in, or just failing to keep it in at the line, is Avery Pickering. Pickering is from St. Adolphe, Manitoba. She played at Balmoral Hall, an academy in Winnipeg this past season. And has the puck right now. Goes off the stick of LaMarche for Emily Pay. Pay squeezed off the puck, and Pickering will backpedal at her own line. Pickering chips it ahead for Kaylin LaMarche. Her pass makes its way through. Dropped LaMarche, wrist shot, and LaMarche stopped again by Walker. Kaylin LaMarche is from Sudbury. She played in the U22 league in Ontario for Mississauga and scored 21 goals this past season, and she can get it to the net in a hurry. Team White's number 55. Fiala will race back, and they'll wave off the icing. Spring stopped up as the puck is bounced into the Team White bench. Handling the coaching duties for Team White, former national team member Fiona Smith. Known Fiona for a long time. Her brother Martin was a member of a number of teams in the Western Hockey League and Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League, one of the good guys in hockey. And she was a fine, fine player in her time, now living out in the Maritimes. Wrist shot in the first goal. Maya Serdashny through a screen. And Team Red breaks out on top, leading it by a count of 1-0 as she beats LeBlanc. Serdashny is from Edmonton. She helped Rink Kelowna, the U18 team, win the Prep Female Division in the Canadian Sports School Hockey League this spring, where she had 4 goals, 21 assists for 25 points. And Serdashny has Team Red on the board. Morrison. It's going to bring about the first penalty of this first red and white affair of this under-18 camp, with 23 to 25 players who will remain on after, including games against Finland, to take on Team USA in a 3-game series. And Team White with an opportunity now to tie it on the power play. Ava Murphy. Keep an eye on number 3. She is a very talented player. Murphy through the slot finds LaMarche with Pay. Murphy, her shot, that's blocked in front by DeTavio. Logan, her pass misses Murphy, but it's tracked down. Emily Pay, she lets it go, it's loose and chipped wide. Terrific chance for White, but they can't beat Farrell Walker, who just lost her stick, but regained control. A minute to go on the power play. LaMarche, Murphy into the slot, back to LaMarche, chopped off her stick, and now an opportunity to clear it down the ice. And that's exactly what Alexia Aubin from Levi, Quebec does. Aubin, who just left to make her way to the bench, had a goal and an assist in the title game at the World Under-18 Championships in June. An evening she will never forget. And that U.S. team pretty heavily favored going into that final. They had knocked off Canada 7-0 in a previous game. But Canada put together a great effort under Howie Draper to win the gold medal on American soil in Wisconsin. Gracie Graham, good outlet. And a fine pass. Venucio dealing with Jill or Eloise Caron. And there goes Caron back to the bench. She's from St. Hyacinthe, Quebec. 17 years of age. And she played for Richelieu in the TELUS Cup, which was staged in nearby Okotoks this spring, and had a whale of a tournament, did Caron. She had 7 goals in that tournament. There's a big hit behind the net. Play continues as Team Red was able to kill off the Team White power play. Scrum in the corner as Graham has the Team Red forward tied in a knot as Haley Armstrong will flip it. A tough little one-hopper for Walker, but she sweeps it into the corner. Evans. And she takes a solid jolt from Emma Venucio. Peakenhagen. She's tied up. Remember, this is their first game together. They've had a few practices, went over their systems, but a lot of unfamiliarity. Serdashny, who has the game's goal. She turns it over behind the net. And now stolen and stripped and cleared ahead. Good stick at the blue line by Jamie Spring. Good lateral cut to the middle. Shot blocked, another try. Team Red with a little pressure on. Ullman will track it down. She'll fire it at the net, but it rims. Good work by DeTavio to keep it into the right point. And just comes outside the line. And here is Caitlin Kramer. Kramer fanned on a wrist shot, and then she is upended. And a penalty upcoming now to Team White as Team Red will enjoy their first power play of the game, and that's going to be Jamie Spring from Cranbrook, British Columbia. This 17-year-old also played at the Edge Academy this past hockey season here in Calgary. Was impressed with her skating yesterday in the practice that I took in here at Winsport in Calgary. So Team Red on the power play. Logan will rim it towards Emily Pay. And it bounces out to center. Good little move by Ainsley DeTavio, but then it is carried back in. 1:37 to go on the power play. Team Red on a Maya Serdashny goal has the lead in game one of many. The Canadian national women's team will play. They are split into 4 groups right now. And we will have black versus red in their first game as the reigning Olympic champions will select a team that will play at the World Championships that start at the end of the month in Denmark. And I must say, I have been watching her for a long time, but have never had a chance to call a game with the great Marie-Philippe Poulin, but we'll have my first opportunity to do that tonight. All she does is score big goals. Maybe the greatest clutch player certainly in the women's game, and you might be able to make an argument, period, in the sport. Allard bursts in. Nice little drop pass for the defender, Grober. She couldn't get much on it. Allard is pulled down. There's going to be another penalty to Team White. Is Ashley Allard from Renfrew, Ontario, played at Nepean, just outside of Ottawa. Forces Avery Pickering to take a penalty. And Team Red with 36 seconds to operate, as you see on your screen, with a two-player advantage. Venucio can rip it. Serdashny, there's a quick shot, and LeBlanc got a blocker on that. Maya Serdashny. Venucio looks rink wide. Goes off a stick. As Morgan Jackson busts in after the loose puck. Venucio, here comes the big shot I was talking about. It was blocked in front of the net, and a fine clear by Haley Armstrong, who will now head back to the bench. So just the one-player advantage for Team Red. Nice move by Venucio. Carries in, she'll drive it. And there's a nice stop by Ariane LeBlanc out of Terrebonne, Quebec, who played at Stansted College this past season. In a race comes Law. Law keeps her feet moving, runs into Avery. DeTavio, good puck support. Ainsley DeTavio to the middle, waiting, and LeBlanc went right with her across the crease to rob Ainsley DeTavio. McDonald, her wrist shot, that's blocked in front. There's Team Red coming close, but can't beat LeBlanc on what was a two-player advantage. Law stopped up at the line. Ooh, Morrison nearly got away, but DeTavio recovered well. See why she was the leading point getter, DeTavio, in the BC Elite U18 League this past season. She had 55 points for the Fraser Valley Rush. Cutting towards the front, great strength, pulled down. Now a backhand try, and LeBlanc with a good save on the backhand attempt, as Caitlin Kramer had an opportunity from about 12 feet away. Kramer, she is one of the underage players. She's just 16. LaMarche with a chance in tight. And that's a fine stop by Farrah Walker off of Kaylin LaMarche. And LaMarche, mentioned earlier, pulled the trigger 21 times for the U22 Mississauga Hurricanes this past season. Aubin might make it, does. The ponytail wearing Alexia Aubin, that is Kira Hurry. Pretty good hockey name. Wearing number 56. She is from London, Ontario. There are a lot of players in this camp who played last season, and this is one of the great names in women's hockey, the London Devilettes. Murphy to LaMarche, who was stopped seconds ago. Toe drag to the middle, poked off her stick. Emily Pay carries on. Didn't quite get all of it, number 40. And she is from London as well. 16 goals, 37 points for those Devilettes. and also played for Canada at the U18 World Championship in Wisconsin. She had a goal in 6 games. That goal came in a big win over Slovakia. Stonehouse lets it go, and Abby's shot delivered over top of the net. Good stick. Forces Walker to come out and play it. Shots are 7-6 in favor of Team White. McKinnon. She's upended. Protects the puck well. Chop, but not out. Pickering did well to keep it in. McKinnon to Avery Pickering. Pickering, a high wrister that seemed to surprise Walker a little bit as number 27 got plenty on that wrister. Fiala, the Saskatoon product, carries in behind the net. Jocelyn stays with it, dealing with Venucio. That's a good one-on-one tussle. And cleared off a skate and out of the zone. Is Team Red making wholesale changes. Janelle Evans. She is greeted at the line by McDonald as Jamie Spring backpedals in her own zone and makes a nice pivot. A couple, in fact. Still being pestered before she slides it into the neutral zone. Fast-paced first period. Just over 2 minutes left in it. And Maya Serdashny goal as Team Red in front. Back comes Evans, trying to change that. And she has it poked away by the aforementioned Serdashny, who used her stick very well. Haley Trudeau. And Murphy back to collect it. The 5'9" defender, Ava Murphy. She dishes off. Alexander behind her back towards Morrison. And that is knocked into Team Red possession as Peakenhagen plays it in. She'll collide with Pickering, and now Pickering with a little room to operate and makes an excellent outlet. Here comes Alexander, bursting into the zone. Alexander, but a fine backtrack that time by Jill Hennessy to prevent a scoring chance. Alex Law stopped up. LaMarche comes away. She's been a noticeable player in the first period. And offside will be the call as Eloise Caron make that. Reese Logan was trapped inside the line. Reese, a 16-year-old from Burlington who played with Etobicoke this past season. Good first period. Alexia Aubin beautifully steered away by Ariane LeBlanc, the goaltender from Quebec. Great numbers at Stansted College. 15-1-1 was her record, a .919 save percentage, and she is already committed to attend Clarkson University for the 24-25 season. Aubin tracks it down. Alexia's pass intercepted. Laidlaw. Nice move at the line. Laidlaw, hard wrister. Thought Walker was going to cover it. Unable to. Cleared just outside the line. There's a hard delivery that time. Coming off the left wing side that time for Team White. Scrum off the draw. Kira Hurry. She stopped in her tracks, but comes back to tap it behind the net. Murphy trying to hold it in, just unable to, but does. remain with possession as her wrister is blocked in front. Armstrong back to the line, nobody home. As the buzzer goes to bring an end to a fine first period. Period number 1 in the books at the U18 Team Canada camp here in Calgary. Maya Serdashny has the lone goal. We'll be back in about 15 minutes' time with period number 2. Thanks so much for joining us on hockeycanada.ca and on hnlive.ca. Teams return to the ice. Game 1. Red and white of this U18 development camp, which will also add some international flavor. The Under-18 from Finland has made its way over to participate. They will play tomorrow, and you'll be able to see that right here on Hockey Canada website and hnlive.ca. Glad to have you with us on this Tuesday afternoon. As for the next 2 weeks, the national women's team, the under-22 development team, and as we're watching this afternoon, the U18 programs all in action here at Winsport at Calgary. Maya Serdashny has the only goal for Team Red. 3 power plays in total in that first period. As Alex Law carries in, stopped, long wrist shot. And this might be the longest name I've ever had to handle in my broadcast career. Number 17 for Team Red is Claire May Van Hoot Cachero. The right-handed shooting defender who has the puck right now. And her pass goes off a skate, and Alexia Aubin races back with Emily Pay, her Team Canada teammate, in June on top of her. Lead pass for Aubin just off her stick, and Ariane LeBlanc will take care of business. Be interesting to see if we get a goaltending change midway through this second period. 8-7 are the shots on goal in favor of Team White. And this is the goal getter, Serdashny. That shot goes wide of the target. She was looking for a tip, and Venucio, who drew an assist on that goal, runs into Kaylin LaMarche. In front of the net, a chance, and that shot is blocked. As Reese Logan had a good opportunity in transition. And a nice shot block in front of the net that prevents Venucio from adding to the Team Red lead. Venucio, number 27, mentioned how she shoots it. She will not turn 16 until September the 21st, the Toronto product. One of the youngest players. She actually might be the youngest player, as Emily Pay by herself lets it go. That's blocked. And Serdashny heads in the other direction. Clears it off of Stonehouse. Abby Lunny carries on. And Spring misses on the D-to-D pass. DeTavio does well to hold it in. She tests LeBlanc, rebound, just chipped wide. As DeTavio has excellent offensive instincts from her blue line position. Farrah Walker got all turned around, but she made 2 more saves as Fiala finds her partner Spring. Jamie Spring, DeTavio. And she's a bit of a rover from that blue line position, number 20 in red. Star this past season with a Fraser Valley Rush. They made it to the final of the SO Cup in the spring before losing to the Durham West Lightning in a tournament played in nearby Okotoks. And the more familiar these two teams get with their teammates, the better the game, I'm guessing, will get. And it was pretty good in the first. Trudeau centered in front. What a chance for Baxter. Jordan Baxter from close range, but missed the target. She fails to turn on the red light. Fiala plays it ahead. Cleared right on Walker, and with Janelle Evans bearing down, Farrell will take no chances. The 16-year-old from Calgary, who has performed well so far. As these players hoping to carry on after this part of the summer showcase to participate in a series against their arch rivals from the United States. Kira Hurry's shot blocked in front of the net. Held in by Hurry, tried to cut to the front. She's cut off. And now chipped down the ice by Charlotte Peakenhagen, number 36. As Peakenhagen comes back into her own territory. Charlotte is from Toronto. She's an underage player. She's just 16. 29 points in 27 games in league play last season. Wearing number 36 with a puck. Trying to get it by Kira Hurry with help from Laidlaw, and now Law with an outlet pass. That misses Peakenhagen. Very close to not being an icing, but it'll come back inside the line. Lots of whistles here early in the second period. Still to come will be the first game of the national women's team camp. That coming your way at 7:15. It'll be Team Black against Team Red. There's the 140-plus hopefuls. Split into 4 different teams. The Canadian women's program getting ready for the World Championships. Held in the summer. First time in an Olympic year that the World Championships will be held in the same year. There's a good chance. Off Danica Botterill, stopped by LeBlanc. And in transition comes Team White at the other end, and it's Botterill who takes over, but she turns it over. Emily Pay, an opportunity for number 40. And Walker, this time with a glove save off Emily Pay from London, Ontario. 16 goals and 37 points in league play last season for the Devilettes, before playing and helping Canada win a World Under-18 title. Something that she'll likely get a chance to do again. And the tournament slated for January as the hockey calendar after the pandemic, slowly but surely on the international scene, finally we think going to get back to its regular occurrences. Spring reverses in her own zone and takes a Pickering pass on left wing. Good find. LaMarche stopped, rebound, and Walker stopped that too. Farah Walker, as she first stopped LaMarche, and then Shelby Laidlaw, who's from St. Thomas, Ontario, another member of that London Devilettes team I've referred to on many occasions. They are well represented. Abby Lunny with Abby Stonehouse. Stonehouse trying to toe drag it by the defender and unable to. Is Spring with a good play. Stonehouse in front of the net. That just failed to make the connection. As McDonald hustles back to find Serdashny. Stonehouse all alone in front, and now LeBlanc comes up with a big stop. Ariane LeBlanc robbing Morgan Jackson from in close. And icing will be the call. Nice chance for number 25, Morgan Jackson. She's just 16. She's from Courtenay, British Columbia. Played last season for Vancouver Island of the BC Elite U18 AAA League and had 24 goals to lead the league in that category. Foiled this time by Ariane LeBlanc and might have got away with one there as she tracked back and pulled down her opponent. Here comes Baxter. Baxter carries in against Hurry, who plays her perfectly. Kieran Hurry. Out of the reach of McKinnon is Alex Law back to collect it. Loose in front, and here comes Baxter. Red with numbers as they hit the team white line. Baxter cuts to the middle. She can shoot it and does, but it is blocked. Is Baxter with a good opportunity. She scored no shortage of goals last season at Delta Academy for their U18 team in the Canadian Sports School Hockey League. Gilmore. Peakenhagen has it chopped off her stick as McKinnon uses her speed to Ava Murphy. But her Team Canada teammate in June knocks her down. Alex Law, wrist shot by Piper Grober. They score! On the rebound, Jill Hennessy. And it's 2-0. Team Red is Hennessy, who hails from Mississippi Hills, Ontario. Finds the back of the net. And Team Red adds to its advantage. First shot stopped, second was not. As Hennessy goes to the net and makes no mistake. In a very even game. Great hustle by Morrison. Rubin is stopped up. Morrison with speed, 2-on-1 developing, and Serdashny played it as well as you could to stop up Samantha Morrison from Sydney, Nova Scotia. Off the stick of Rubin. Botterill stripped by Logan. Long wrist shot by Mackenzie Alexander. Stopped and held by Farrah Walker, who has turned aside all 15 that she has had to deal with. Takes a little tap from Abby Lunny for her fine work so far. Face-off win and pay. Off the draw, just zipped it wide. Gracie Graham has it slide by her, and now Pickering, Lunny, and Stonehouse in hot pursuit. Avery Pickering, good lead pass for Logan with Pay. Emily Pay checked off the puck just in the nick of time by Ainsley DeTavio. We've talked a little about her offensive ability. There's her best defensive work of the game. Walker takes a peek. There's DeTavio, number 20 in red. 55 points for the Fraser Valley Rush. She is from Chilliwack, British Columbia. She led the league in the regular season and had 7 more points for Fraser Valley in a silver medal winning performance at the SO Cup. Baxter. Grober up the middle. Allman headed towards the net. But Morgan Jackson was unable to control it long enough to make a play. Trudeau Runs into Caron, tries to leave it for Shelby Laidlaw. And here comes Jackson and Baxter, 2-on-1. Baxter, she scores! Jordan Baxter from New Westminster, who had 27 goals for the Delta Hockey Academy, showed why she's good around the net. She chips it over the glove of Ariane LeBlanc, and we'll get a goaltending change. A perfect outing for Farrah Walker. Ariane LeBlanc gives up 3 goals on 14 shots. As Jordan Baxter, who had a goal and an assist for Canada at the recently completed U18 World Championships in Wisconsin, finds the mark at this camp. Wrist shot, no rest for the new goaltender. And that is Carly Vance Armstrong, and there's a quick first touch. And when you come into the game cold, you like to get that first touch out of the way. And both goaltenders able to do just that. Grace Glover now in goal. She is from Boissevain, Manitoba, for Team Red. And Carly Vance, who's from Lucan, Ontario, another London Devilette, playing in goal for Team White. 3-0. LaMarche misses on the backdoor try as it was out of her reach on the feed from Mackenzie Alexander, who's been buzzing all around for Team White. They want to get on the board. They've had their chances. Graham taps it behind the net for Rubin. Cachero to the line. Pickering loses it, and now she does, just like her name would indicate, hurries back. Logan, bad change for Team Red, and Hurry is robbed. Fantastic save by Grace Glover. She will turn 17 on the 8th of September. She played for the U18 Manitoba League Westman team, where she was 21-5-2 and has wasted no time making an impact as Farrah Walker did before she gave way. There are 6 goaltenders in this camp. So 4 of them with their debut tonight or late this afternoon here in Calgary. Kira Hurry, good size and strength and uses it well. Emily Pay leaves it. Kaylin LaMarche, she's had lots of opportunities. Nice vision, but just misses McKinnon. McKinnon keeps it alive and then forces Team Red to take a penalty. So Jessica McKinnon from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, she's just 16. She's tripped down. And Caitlin Kramer will make her way to the penalty box in a 3-0 Team Red advantage. Goals by Serdashny, Hennessy, and Baxter for Team Red. Second period. A women's team national game, camp game. Team Red and Team Black to come your way at 7:15 Mountain Time, depending on where you're looking in. Jessica McKinnon, who drew the penalty, she's tied in a knot by DeTavio. Sydney Ullman there to help out as well defensively. Pickering to Jamie Spring through the seam into the middle, and a good save. What a start for Glover since she replaced Walker. She's made 3 dandies for Team Red. Laidlaw, just over a minute to go on the power play to Janelle Evans. Runs into Baxter, who scored a beauty earlier in the period. Little chip made it look relatively routine to Jordan Baxter. Team Red pressing despite the fact that they are short. And now Evans trying to start the power play breakout. And Venucio, the 15-year-old, rips it down the ice. Out of the reach of Armstrong is Clara May Van Hoot Cachero. Back for it. Not exactly a play-by-play person's friend. That's a lot of names. I thought Lubardius was tough. Van Hoot Cachero. Clara May. Good player. It's a lot of work for the seamstress. Haley Trudeau chips it in, and that'll do it for the penalty to Caitlin Kramer. So one threatening shot for Team White on that power play. Evans. Nice move by Gilmore, the 5'10" winger. Cleared in. Battle in the corner. Sue comes away out of the scrum. Oh, nice tight turn by the aforementioned Claire May Van Hoot Cachero. Finds an outlet and cleared into Team White territory, where Ava Murphy is back to collect it. Mrs. Rubin, a race, as Alexander gives it everything she's got, the Toronto product, but couldn't get there. Played for Etobicoke this past season. 10 goals, 28 games. Had 2 of those goals in a game against Brampton on February 27th. Peakenhagen, a backhander. Murphy blocked that. Rubin shoots it through a screen, steered well by Glover, who has been excellent, the Manitoban, since taking over from Farrah Walker in the Team Red goal. Nifty little moves by Murphy. Murphy lets it go, and Glover had an opportunity to play it, but she doesn't. Kaylin LaMarche had some good chances, but unable to pull the trigger so far. None of her teammates have. It's been a lot closer than the 3-0 score would indicate. In fact, Team White has a 21-15 edge, but the goaltending for Team Red has been terrific with a capital T. Farrah Walker and now Grace Glover. Breakaway attempt coming maybe, but not so. It's the pass in behind. LaMarche races after it against Emma Venucio. Pays stopped up on the board. Spring tries to send it in deep. Botterill Brewer, or Kramer, pardon me. And here is Caitlin Kramer. Runs into Spring and Fiala. Kramer spins Fiala around. Spring. Jamie Spring. One hands it ahead. Here comes the speedy Emily Pay. But she is greeted by Venucio. Good one-on-one defending by Emma Venucio. And now it's Stonehouse with Lunny. Nice move by Stonehouse. Tries to go short side as Stonehouse knocked down in the process and just missed. Venucio lets it go. Oh, can she shoot it? Going to be fun to watch her for years to come. Good breakup by Serdashny, who opened the scoring in the first. That out of the reach of Stonehouse, who has to be out of gas after that shift. Pay to LaMarche. She'll chip it in, and Baxter, the most recent goal getter, collects it and finds Serdashny. Quickly ahead to Jackson. Nice stick handling by Morgan before Shelby Laidlaw strips her. But then hands it back and gets it back and has it taken away. No control for anyone in the last 10 or 15 seconds. And finally, here comes Eloise Caron. Caron one-on-one. She fires it wide on the short side. Trudeau back to help out defensively. Good first game here in Calgary. Red and white of this U18 showcase. Team Finland will join them tomorrow, which adds a really fun element. Great work by Haley Trudeau as she forces new team white goaltender Carly Vance to make a save. Trudeau at the end of a long shift can't clear it in. They'll have to clear the zone. But Team White helps out. And Glover will play it for Sydney Ullman. Ullman away from Gilmore. Beat Evans before running into Spring. Ainsley DeTavio. Pinned against the boards by Armstrong. Haley to the line, kept in. Ullman, backhander to the front, wanted Peakenhagen, rolled off her stick. Gilmore wants to clear it, does. Intercepted, and back comes Ainsley DeTavio. She'll drill it. Kicked away by the right-handed catching Vance. Kramer, just as the buzzer goes, as Vance got a shoulder on it. So Team Red adds to its total. They had a 1-0 lead after one. They add two more in period two, courtesy of Jill Hennessy and Jordan Baxter, and lead by 3. Third period of this first game of the Summer Showcase involving Under-18, the Canadian Women's National Team. Team United States will be here in a week or so. Team Finland. A lot of women's hockey coming your way on Hockey Canada and hnlive.ca. Back with the third after this. 3-0 Team Red leading Team White as we get set for the start of period number 3. This is Hockey Canada's Women's Summer Showcase. Our focus on the Under-18 program. Maya Serdashny has one of the 3 goals. And Team White has run into some excellent goaltending, courtesy of Farrah Walker, who went 16 for 16. Replaced by Grace Glover, and Grace made 5 saves. And there's going to be an early penalty coming up to Team Red as Samantha Morrison was hauled down. Ava Murphy, wrist shot over top of the net. Murphy wants it again from McKinnon. But Alex Law puts a stop to it, and Charlotte Peakenhagen on her way to the penalty box. So Team White about to operate on the power play for the 3rd time. And there was a 30-plus second 2-player advantage in this game. So Team White could use one. Murphy deflected, they score! Perfect pass from Ava Murphy to Jessica McKinnon. And the 16-year-old from Yarmouth makes no mistake on the redirect. And Team White, just what the doctor ordered. An early goal. And Murphy with a fine pass, showing why she was amongst Canada's leading point getters at the World Under-18 Championship, where she had 2 goals and 3 assists. So McKinnon has Team White on the board. And see if that sparks them towards more. Puck finally found its way past a White goalie. And here they come looking for more. Serdashny. Dealing with Gracie Graham. And offside is the call here very early in the 3rd period. These players hopeful. They know they'll have an opportunity to play in international competition against Finland. In fact, that will start tomorrow. But the big prize, as that puck goes right across the crease, is a 3-game series against Team USA. In front, a quality chance for Abby Lunny, as Abby Stonehouse made a fine toe drag and pass. And Lunny regroups in the neutral zone. She carries in. Good stick by Pay. Back to the line, wanted Ullman, but that is stripped and stolen. And here comes Janelle Evans. Evans a wrister, blockered away by Glover. DeTavio. Kept in by Spring. She fans. Finds Gilmore, and her pass comes out to center. Red changing, and now a chance for Murphy to operate. Oh, what a move by Murphy, and then tries to go far side and just missed. Ava Murphy showing off her high skill level. Back comes another player with high skill, Jordan Baxter. She has a goal today. Trudeau, she has an assist. Murphy at the end of a lengthy shift now finds Haley Armstrong off her stick, and national team member in June, Piper Grober, with good speed. She lets a Whistler go over top of the net. Things opening up a little here in the 3rd. Grober back for more, but McKinnon was there defensively. Murphy still on the ice and can't get off. Peakenhagen drives behind the net, but she doesn't have any helpers. It's Red in the middle of a change. Racing back. Morrison, but she has it poked off her stick at the line. Off the bench comes the Team White goal getter, Jessica McKinnon. Hennessy out with Law. Hennessy has one of the 3 Team Red goals, number 46. Alexander wide open in front and a big stop off Shelby Laidlaw by Grace Glover. Boys of Manitoba's own. Team White that close to drawing to within 1. And Shelby Laidlaw from St. Thomas, Ontario, stopped from about 8 feet. Alexia Aubin to Danica Botterill. Got around the defender, Fiala, but it rolls right to Carly Vance, who replaced the starter Ariane LeBlanc, who gave up 3 goals on 14 shots. Vance, perfect in her work so far, trying to keep Team White in a situation to win the game. Now, because it's an evaluation camp, I understand that we will play some 3-on-3 overtime, regardless of the score. McDonald. Kramer through a screen. That tests Vance. Not an easy save for number 42. Team Red with a little pressure on. Botterill bodied off the puck. Emily Pay darts in front for LaMarche, broken up by McDonald. Like stick handling out of the zone. And Aubin will clear it in and head off on a change. Spring, she took a bite out of Stonehouse, who's a little slow to get up. Just offside at the line as Ashley Allard was set to race in on her own. Number 26 from Renfrew, Ontario, Sydney Ullman. Off the glass and in deep, Kira Hurry. She's knocked down. Janelle Evans supports the puck. Abby Lunny keeps her feet moving. Murphy trying to pick it out of 3 sets of skates, and she'll do it. Trying to reverse her ways against Allard. And Murphy's persistence pays off, but not out. This Team Red spending a lot of time the last few shifts in the Team White zone. Gilmore, fine lead pass for Haley Armstrong. One-on-one with Ullman, who's back on the right side of the puck for Team Red. Armstrong stays with it, and it goes off Ullman and out of play. Sydney Ullman's from Chateauguay, Quebec, 17 years of age. Had 10 assists in 20 games with Lac St. Louis of Quebec's U18 AAA League this past season. Jordan Baxter wants to slide it in, but runs into Kira Hurry, who's impressed me with her defensive work. Vanessa Rubin reverses to Avery Pickering. Banked out by LaMarche. Morrison in hot pursuit. Clara May, Van Hoot, Cachero, who makes the outlet and peels off. Here's a chance. Grober will step into an errant pass, and Piper let it go with authority, but Vance was in good position to stop Piper Grober, the U18 gold medalist for Team Canada in June in Wisconsin. Laidlaw, who was stopped from close range earlier. Here comes Alex Law. Has it again, plays it through a seam where Venucio tracks it down. Venucio with traffic in front. Peakenhagen on the cycle to Alex Law. Serdashny. Venucio through a screen. Vance found it and stopped it. And a good one-on-one play by Venucio, who looks to join the rush. Peakenhagen, long wrister, big rebound. Cleared out of harm's way in the nick of time as LaMarche is pulled down and play continues. And Kramer spun around herself as McDonald carries on. McDonald in behind the net. Datavio stolen, pays, has LaMarche. Can she get loose? Back on her comes Alexio Ben, who raced back to take away a good scoring chance. Murphy, that goes off a skate and almost found the net. Well, play picking up here in the third in a 3-1 Team Red game. Murphy, who drew an assist on the McKinnon goal to pay. LaMarche off the goal post. Hurry, she scores. Kira Hurry, and all of a sudden 3-2 Red has turned into 3-2. Kira Hurry, the defender, supporting the play and made no mistake. As Team White right back in it. Kira Hurry is from London, had 9 goals with the London Devilettes this past season. Gilmore. Grober, 2 excellent plays. Finds Allard. Evans clears it, not out, and it will come out. As Grober reached back but couldn't quite keep it in. Piper Grober. She is a fine player. Dishes off. Wrist shot. Blocked in front. Back to Ullman and poked out to the neutral zone as Lunny forced back to let her teammates clear out. Here comes Abby Lunny. Puts on the brakes. Into the slot. Now it's Mackenzie Alexander trying to get to the front and nearly did. Venucio just enough to prevent her from shooting it. Fiala moves in, but it jumped off her stick. Team White looking for an equalizer in this first game of the U18 camp. Red versus White. And it's been a good one. Intercepted. And a big stop by Vance off Morgan Jackson. A tough turnover. Jackson's had a couple of chances today to score. The Courtney BC product, who had 24 to lead the BC U18 Elite Female League this past season for Vancouver Island. Here she is again, checked away by Hurry, but retains possession. Kira Hurry and Jessica McKinnon have the Team White goals here in the third. Well, maybe we'll need overtime to actually decide it, not just for evaluation purposes. In what'll be 3-on-3, Baxter. She has right now what is the go-ahead goal. Dishes off on the wing. Shot by Serdashny is stopped. McDonald pinching in from the left point. Taya McDonald, another Londoner. And two red skaters pinned on their knees. And a face-off. 25-25 are the shots. 9:14 to go in the third. We will play some overtime, as I mentioned earlier, regardless of the outcome. Coming up at 7:15. The national women's team is split at this camp into 4 teams. Allman tipped in front. Tough stop by Vance. Loose in front. Backhander. Just goes wide. As Team Red that close to regaining a 2-goal advantage. They did lead at one point, 3-0. A near miss from Hennessy, who has one of their 3 goals. Never heard of this name before today. Mississippi Mills, Ontario. Somewhere in the Ottawa region, I believe. DeTavio. Can't carry it in. Emily Pay, back she comes. Runs into Allman. Kaylin LaMarche, who hit the goalpost prior to Kira Hurry's rebound attempt, and solid defensive work by Charlotte Peakenhagen to stay on the right side of the puck and force an offside. So Team Finland will join the group tomorrow, and I believe they'll play Team Red. And it's Alex Law from Markham, Ontario, a member of the Durham West Lightning. Her team won the SO Cup, and because she was preparing for the World Under-18, she wasn't able to play. And yet Durham West, without the likes of Alex Law and Piper Grober, still won the Canadian Championship. Pretty deep group. You lose your 2 best players and still win it all. Here comes Caitlin Kramer, backhander. She scores! A short-handed goal by Kramer. Made a nice lateral cut to the inside and beat Vance. Caitlin Kramer with her first of this development camp. And it is a big one, stemming the tide of Team White. Kramer from Kitchener, Ontario. Short-handed, makes it 4-2. Lots of power play time left for Morrison. In front of the net, off a skate, goes wide. Mackenzie Alexander with Vanessa Rubin on the power play. And Morrison, but stolen by Danica Botterill and cleared the length of the ice. Kira Hurry, who cut the gap at one point to 3-2 earlier in the period. She touches it. Offside. So a Team White power play that has not gone their way. They've given up a shorthanded goal and really have not mounted much of an attack. The face-off win for Abby Lunny and a clear by Venucio. Avery Pickering sets up the power play breakout. Jessica McKinnon storms in. She scored the first Team White goal here in the third. Supported by Pickering. Trying to backhand it down low behind the net. Stays with it, does Pickering. Off a skate. And another clear by Lunny as Abby Stonehouse races in with 20 to go. Baxter, like she might dance around Pickering and have another shorthanded chance. Not the case. Caron just in behind the intended receiver, Reese Logan. DeTavio, as the penalty to Alex Law has expired, she goes to the bench, and the faceoff will come back inside. Well, I thought it was going to. Looked like Law had gotten off before the puck was cleared, but the Lions people saw it differently. Here comes Baxter again, in front for Jackson, and Vance makes the save. Morgan Jackson, the BC product, just 16, as it would appear that the 2006 age group in Canada is a good one. There are plenty of them in this red and white game. Grober not being one of them. Here's Piper. Slides it just out of the reach of Jackson. As Baxter, Jackson, and Haley Trudeau have been a good trio for Team Red. That's offside. As Emily Pay carries in. 4-2. Team White got to within one, and then Caitlin Kramer scored shorthanded. As we're nearing the later stages of the third. Interesting to see the 3-on-3 and who prospers and who the coaches send out there. Lots of talent to work with on both sides. Ullman finds Alex Law. Law cuts around Murphy to the net, but Vance has a stop. And here's Gilmore leading a 3-on-2. Slow developing one. And her pass in front in the direction of Evans was broken up. Hennessy. Armstrong. Bumped off the puck by Hennessy, and out it comes. Graham carried in. Stolen. Law trying to get away. The end of a long shift, and Pickering came back to make sure she couldn't race to the net. Aubin, backhanded, intercepted, and here comes Alexander, the speedy winger. Did she get to center? One linesman or linesperson with the arm up, the other not so much. So play continues. Emma Venucio, she's tugged down. Love the energy that Alexander plays with, and she made a good pass to the front of the net, and Samantha Morrison sprang in tight quarters. Chipped ahead, Morrison will leave the ice. Caron carries on, Laidlaw tests Grace Glover, who made a good stop. Fanning on a wrist shot, now a breakaway. Stonehouse, Abby Stonehouse off the goal post. Doink it went, courtesy of Stonehouse. Caron, Team White changing. Trailing 4-2. Just over 3 to go. Really good start to this series of U18 games. For the Canadian hopefuls, the big prize is a series later in the camp against their rivals, the United States. We'll have it all for you here on Hockey Canada's website, NHN Live. Ullman has it jump over her stick, and Sydney races back for it. 3-0 it was after 2. Team White cut it to 1. LaMarche broken up by Ullman, and she had Pay in front by herself. LaMarche, Pay, and Logan, the forward unit for Team White. been around it all day. Logan. Net empty. Vance has been pulled for an extra attacker as Glover makes a save on the short side. Datavia with an excellent up the middle outlet before Baxter clears it in. 2 to go. 4-2 Red. Here comes Pickering with speed. Avery Pickering drops it for Janelle Evans. Morgan Jackson in the road. Gilmore, her pass, intercepted by Charlotte Peakenhagen. Turns away from LaMarche, misses Trudeau, and should be and will be icing. And wonder if Fiona Smith over at the Team White bench will call timeout. And that's exactly what she just did. 1:34 to go. Coming your way at 7:15. There is Fiona. At least I think that was supposed to be Fiona. Have to double check on the coaching front. They like to use guest coaches. Courtney Burchard Kessel is the head coach of Canada's Under-18 team this summer. Generally, the coaches don't participate on the bench until the series against the United States. They like to take a peek upstairs during the evaluation process, generally. So Team Red in front 4-2. Team White trying to draw up a plan. I don't think that's Fiona. It's the first time from our distance that I know Fiona is here evaluating. Had a great chat with her yesterday. So both coaches giving out instructions. .134 to go, net empty, and Team White looking for a pair. They have a pair in the period. And what a game changer the Caitlin Kramer shorthanded goal was for Team Red. So Morrison on the face-off for Team White. Wins it. Murphy pokes at it, but out it comes. Morrison. She uses a very short stick, Samantha Morrison. Speedy center. Net empty for Peakenhagen. Makes the smart play to just chip it deep. Spring. Rink wide for Murphy. Grober in to the empty net for Piper Grober. And that will put it away for Team Red. As they jumped into a 3-0 lead. Team White cut it to 3-2. And the shorthanded goal by Kramer sets the stage for a goaltending, or maybe they're not going to count it. They're not going to count it. No, it's still 4-2. Didn't look like it was offside, but it's offside. So no goal for Piper Grober, and we're not done yet. Must have been somebody on the far side of the ice. So here comes Vance racing to the net again. Pay on for her, and Emily takes over. Pickering makes her way into the zone on right wing. Avery. Caron, wrist shot from Graham, and the save made by Grace Glover. This Team Red has had fine goaltending. As you get a look at Gracie Graham. She is from Port Moody, British Columbia. Or make that Fort Nelson, British Columbia. Another member of Rink Kelowna. So Team White made the play. Under 20 seconds remaining. in what should be a Team Red win, but here's a breakaway opportunity and a great stop by Glover. Just to seal the deal, Grace Glover with a save off Caron on a breakaway. And Team Red wins it 4-2. These games, all about evaluation, but you always want to be on the right side of the ledger. And Team Red was. They win it 4-2, an excellent 60 minutes. We'll provide you with a little more because we're going to play 5 minutes or less of 3-on-3 overtime. I have not received any indication about a shootout, but I will not be surprised. We saw a lot of that a couple of weeks ago at the Under-17 men's development camp. So the coaching staff drawing up their 3-on-3 plan. The women's camp will be on display at 7:15 tonight. It will be Team Red against Team Black, the national women's team, in preparation for the World Women's Championships that start at the end of the month in Denmark. Are split at this point into 4 teams. Red, black, gold, and white, and it will be red and black. And it will feature a number of Olympic gold medalists, including what will feature the premier line maybe on planet Earth, with Poulin, Brianne Jenner, and Sarah Nurse, who yesterday looked in practice like they were going to stay together. A trio that was just unbelievable at the Olympics in Beijing in February. But on the other side tonight is what I think is the shutdown pair, and maybe the best in the world, in Renata Fast and Jocelyn Larocque. So that might be an interesting one to watch. I would think these camp games have to be difficult for numerous time Olympians, but you would have never known it yesterday. And Marie-Philippe Poulin, who was just having a blast. Well, they're going to take their full 3. That is evident. Feels like closer to 5. So Team Red, 4 different goal scorers. Serdashny, Hennessy, Baxter, and Kramer shorthanded. McKinnon and Hurry replied for Team White. And we're less than a minute away from the start of a little 3-on-3. And it is the assistant coaches of the team working the benches. So here we go. 3-on-3. Grace Glover in the Team Red net. She came on after a 16-for-16 performance from Farrah Walker of Calgary. And she stopped 11 of 13. And Carly Vance, who closed out the game, remains in the net. Vanessa Rubin runs into Henderson. Murphy, Rubin, and Morrison up front for Team White. Lunny's going to get away for Team Red. Abby Lunny, she scores. And that did not take very long. Are we done? Or are we going to play the whole 5? No, looks like we're going to play the whole 5. So at the under-17 men's development camp, that was not the case. When someone scored in the evaluation process, it was over. But they're going to play all 5 minutes, it looks like. Stonehouse, watched closely by Emily Pay and Mackenzie Alexander, but finds Alex Law. Law trying to cut to the net against Hurry, sweeps it there, and kept out by Carly Vance, who had a tremendous season, the 17-year-old from Lucan, Ontario, with the London Devilettes in the regular season. She was 13-2 with a 117 goals against average and a .952 save percentage. And allowed just the 1 goal in her 30 minutes of work. Here comes fast skating. Jamie Spring to the middle. Spring, she scores. So both teams have found the net, 3-on-3. Lunny and now Spring from Cranbrook, British Columbia. She had 6 goals in 26 games in league play at the Edge Academy here in Calgary. In the 2023-2024 season, she will start her collegiate career at Colgate, where she's committed to play. LaMarche. Spring remains out after scoring in the 3-on-3. And when you're a fine skater, as Spring is, a little extra ice usually can be beneficial. Logan's pass misses the intended target. Here comes Morgan Jackson. Jackson with some great action. Beautiful move by Morgan Jackson. She was foiled a number of times during the regular 60 minutes of work, but not that time. Shifty little left backhand to forehand to put it in. Eloise Caron. Avery Pickering. Turned back by Peakenhagen. Pickering. Caron, she has it stripped. Haley Trudeau trying to burst in by herself. And nice recovery by Caron to prevent a breakaway chance. Pickering. For Caron out of her reach. Peakenhagen back. Both teams making changes here in this 3-on-3 for evaluation purposes, not game-winning purposes. Just want to take a look. It's an extra layer when you're thinking about picking your team. Nice move by Laidlaw to the front, and Glover with an excellent left arm save off of Laidlaw. Graham, Gracie Graham drags it. Goes off of Clara May Van Hoot Cachero and wide of the net. We'll try that at home fast 5 times. And Gilmore forced all the way back to her own line. 7:15, the time of the next game. The national women's team split into groups of 4 teams will be on display. Here's Murphy, who I think will be a national team member someday. Laidlaw. Another chance for Shelby. Shot it wide. Here's a breakaway for Venucio. And Vance stops her. As Emma Venucio, just 15 years of age, races in, won't turn 16 until the 21st of September. And boy, can she shoot it. One of the first things I noticed yesterday in practice. Kramer, who had a huge shorthanded goal. She's tied up. Armstrong couldn't come away, and Kira Hurry does. Pestered by Aubin and intercepted. Final minute of this 3-on-3 overtime. Backhander, thought about it, held it, and then missed Baxter. As Maya Serdachny races back, she opened the scoring for Team Red in the first period on a seeing eye point shot. Vanessa Rubin, a member of the Fraser Valley Rush, stripped by Serdachny. 5 to go. Maybe a last-second try for Spring. Stick lifted, and this time, unless there's a shootout, then we're done. Well, the players look like this is it. At least Team White does. Team Red not so sure over there. That's all she wrote. The Zamboni usually means it's over. Thought there might be a shootout. Well, an excellent first game of this summer showcase. Team Red won it 4-2 in the 60 minutes that mattered the most. And then we had a little fun with 3-on-3. We really hope you enjoyed it. I know we did. More to come a little later, 7:15. The national women's team in preparation for the World Championships at the end of the month in Denmark on display. 7:15 when Team Black faces Team Red. We'll be back with you then. So long for now. I'm Peter Loubardias from Calgary.